Guess what, Miley? I went out today. Out in the greater world. It's a beautiful day. Sunny. I love it. Hi, Miley. It's Monday, April 1st. April Fool's Day. Do they have April Fools in Australia? Did students play tricks on you? Today's video comes in 3 parts. Part 1. Yesterday, I started volunteering at an organization called Splah Arts. It's a small community arts program that's based in Tower Hill, which is East London. It's a very easy trip from Lewisham, where I live now. They do a whole collection of different community arts projects, work with a bunch of different groups within the community, small children, teenagers, elderly, disabled, and do art-based projects in order to help community whatever. Stuff. They do stuff. Lots of different stuff. Not really regular stuff, but like lots of individual initiatives. So I went and helped them yesterday for the first time. Apparently they're going to pay me £25 per session, so that's nice. Really a job, but if I work for them once a week, that's £100 by the end of the month. I'm sure there will be more information on this later. Part 2. Gerhard Richter. Today I went to the National Portrait Gallery and saw an exhibition on the works of Gerhard Richter. He was an artist that my teachers really pushed on me during my degree, but who I didn't really have an affinity for. This series was entirely his portraits, and I had to admit that there were a lot of works that I strongly identified with, that there were many pieces that he really sort of spoke to me. I disagreed a lot with their interpretation of his artwork. They always talked about Gerhard Richter's early career as him... Cars. Critics have always talked about Gerhard Richter's early career, and I think he talked about it too, as an indifferent kind of artist, that he was trying to take the artist out of the picture, that the pictures themselves were meant to be very impersonal, these black and white images. Often found pictures where he's just taken them out of context, and I think that's blatantly untrue. It's not that they're not emotional, it's not that they don't have emotional context, it's not that they aren't intimate, it's just that you're not given all the information. But I don't think you look at them and think these are impersonal. I think you look at them and think these are extremely personal to someone. I wonder what that is. And so they have this sort of mystery and this nostalgia and this level of intimacy that you know exists between the subjects and the pictures. Anyway, they wouldn't let me take pictures inside the National Portrait Gallery, so there's kind of a collection here of still images that I took of posters and promotional material around that I was allowed to take pictures of. These are the works that I thought were particularly up my alley. He has a great range of very blurred, barely there style, up to extremely sort of photorealistic. He's an amazing painter. All of his stuff is done from photographs. He doesn't do anything from life. And he gets respect anyway. Sweet! So there's definitely that I can identify with. Part 3. The G20 summit of world leaders is a huge deal in London. I don't really care anything about the G20 summit and haven't been following it very much, except for, you know, snippets you get in the newspapers and stuff. And so on my way to the National Gallery, I found myself stumbling through Trafalgar Square, which was full of protesters.
And I see through your brain, like I see through the water that runs down my drain, and you fasten your trigger for others to find, and you sit back and watch while the death toll grows higher, and you hide in your mansions while the young people's blood goes out of their bodies that's left in the mud. Now you throw the worst fear that could ever be heard, fear of bring children into the world.
Free Palestine and anti-war and Socialist Workers Party handing out newspapers. I took some pictures because I thought maybe you'd be excited by some of it, and And overall, it is one of the reasons why I love living in London. The fact that stuff is happening here. You know, you don't even have to know it's happening here, but stuff is happening all the time. Internationally important stuff, really, really locally relevant stuff. But people gather and stuff happens here because it's a major city, which is awesome. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Miley, one more thing I forgot to mention. I loved your questions video. The input from Ivor and Tony and Jeremy was magical and totally made my day. I had to tell Sarah about it. But anyway, I will answer your questions in another video because I think this one's going to be too long. So maybe that'll be my Friday video. Love!